Okay, let's look at finding the slope when you're given the graph of a line. Now, in order to find the slope when you're given a graph, you're going to first identify 2 points on the line. So I have these 2 points prominently defined for us already. So we're going to look at slope, or we look at slope as rise over run. Remember that we, for some reason, let the letter M represent slope. So we're going to think about slope as rise over run. So it's the ratio of how far a line leans over to how far a line sort of raises up. So the run is associated with the x-axis or the horizontal axis, and the rise is associated with the vertical axis or the y-axis. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at one point. I'm going to start here at the bottom. We're going to count the number of units it takes me to get to the next point there at the top. And the best way I found to do this is to just draw a triangle that connects the 2 points. There we go. And so I'm going to get rid of this little overextension here. Okay, so now I've drawn a triangle that connects the 2 points. All I have to do is count the number of units in the run, which goes from side to side, the number of units in the rise, which goes up and down, and then I will have my slope. So in this case, if I start here and I want to get here, I'm going to say I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. So I'm going to say that the run in this case is 7. Okay? Now, if I need to start here and get all the way up to here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, 7 units. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to apply a sign here. Slope is either positive or negative. Well, the slope of a diagonal line is positive or negative. We'll talk about horizontal and vertical lines in just a moment. So I know from reading the information sheet that anytime a line goes up towards the right, it has positive slope. So I'm going to say that this is positive 7 over 7. And then I can reduce. So in this case, 7 over 7 reduces to 1. So I'm going to say that the slope of this line is positive 1. All right. Let's look at the next. All right, let's look at this next line. So I remember that slope M is rise over run. Again, I'm going to draw my triangle. So this time I'm going to go above the line. It doesn't matter. You can go above or below the line. Now I'm going to count the rise and the run again. So if I start with the run, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 units in the run. So the run is 11, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units in the rise. Now, I'll notice that this is going in a different direction. I need to apply a sign, positive or negative, and I know that any line that goes down to the right has a negative slope. So this line has a negative slope. So I might say, since it cannot be reduced, 8 over 11, it can't be reduced, that the slope of this line is negative 8 elevenths. Okay, what about a horizontal line? We said we were going to talk about horizontal and vertical lines. Well, let's think about a horizontal line in terms of rise over run. So I have the slope is equal to rise over run. So in a line that's horizontal, I have, all it does is go from side to side. So I have a whole bunch of rise. Let's call that lots. Run, I'm sorry. So run. So I have a whole bunch of run. So I have lots. We'll call it lots. And I never ever go up or down, do I? I never ever actually start to rise. So I have 0 rise. So anytime we have a fraction that has a number in the denominator and 0 in the top, we call that 0, right? So the slope of this line is 0. And actually the slope of any horizontal line will be 0. Always, no matter where it is. So anytime you see a horizontal line, you know that the slope is 0. Let's look at a vertical line, okay? So if I'm looking at rise over run as the slope, m equals rise over run. In this case, I have a whole bunch of rise going on. I don't have any run at all. It never leans over. It just always goes up or down. So in this case, I'm going to say I have no run, but I have lots of rise. Anytime we have 0 in the denominator, what do we say? We say undefined. Remember that? And that will always be the case. So the slope of this line is undefined, and in fact, a vertical line has an undefined slope. Always. Okay.